What's up, Hippo lovers? It is time for another episode of WTF Happened in. This time, March 2021. And I think we have to be pretty quick here. Have to go through a lot of stuff. Hidden Cup 4 happened. $90,000 tournament. Biggest tournament in over 7 years. And lots of viewers tune in. I think we had 65k on the main channel, 70k combined, and a huge success for Age of Empires, obviously. Massive amount of subs flying in. People loved it so much. The guessing game was on there as well. And yeah, the tournament itself played out like this. I think we can do that full screen, right? I think could make a lot more sense this time. And not really sure why I did cut stuff off, but well, you will forgive me. MBL hiding behind Mr. Hippo there, and ACCM at the very top. Maybe why did I make this so bad? Let's make it like this. I'm not happy. Let's make it like this. I think this is somewhat viewable for you, right? We will have ACM moving through Jordan. Probably the biggest surprise there that he made such a big run and got second in the tournament. And Hera did win it finally. Hera winning a major tournament. Long overdue. And with the tough bracket, winning against Tato 3-2 in a close series, then beating Leary, and then beating the Viper 4-3. In the end, Jordan looked kind of dominant how Hera played him there, but Jordan and Hera, the two big winners when it came to the players. And yeah, overall, interesting strategies, interesting maps, but also don't forget AoE zone, and lots of people on social media couldn't live if it wasn't for some drama and some controversial things. We were having the semifinals, and the semifinals had settings like these. I can show them to you here in the center. So we have Arabia as game number 1. Then loser of game 1, loser of game 2, guaranteeing your home maps. Then bypass, loser of game 4, loser of game 5. And this is pretty common, that you simply allow people to continuously pick home maps. But with 2 set maps, that actually ended up in a weird scenario where we had this happening. So the neutral maps were first won by the Viper, and then Hera won a neutral map, allowing the Viper to get his home map after that one. But the weird thing was that Hera actually winning his home map, and then we went into neutral map. Didn't allow Viper to get a home map here. And in the end, Hera had 3 home maps, Viper only had 1 home map, and the whole draft was thrown over. And yeah, Viper, very unhappy with the civs that he had left, made a post there. Both players extremely respectful. Everyone agreeing that this should not have happened. But everyone, and I mean everyone, had to post their thoughts on social media. And actually, everyone agreed. Everyone said it should be different. No one checked beforehand. It actually was the same rules in Hidden Cup 3. But everyone had to repeat that again. My father once said something nice after some Christmas dinner. Everything was said, but not by everyone yet. So yeah, obviously a flaw in the rules. The Viper, the guy heavily punished, and in the end did lose that set 4-3 in a shaky performance after that one. Game 7, very underwhelming. And then we move on, I would say. 2 pools, the $10,000 tournament happening, and it is basically a 2v2 you pick one civilization for yourself, one civilization for your opponent, and you always have to play one of the two pools. So one out of your own home map pool and one of the opponent's pool. In the end, we had 8 invited teams, 8 qualified teams, and also people on AoE zone keyboard warring there, because we had 3 admin wins in the deciding round, LAN and hard going through over a match that was not played. Then we had legendary pets having to play at an unfortunate time for themselves, very late, had some lags, and they couldn't reschedule. So Vietnam B in the score 1-1 got the admin win. And then we had internet outage for Fire, so he couldn't play. And yeah, really unfortunate stuff happening there, and some bad words did fall, but some did get taken back. So this is the time where we take a look into the main event and ignore all the stuff that happened before that, and we'll simply see 8 invited teams with 8 other top teams going together, forming those 4 groups here. Gamer Legion A and C, that's Viper Tato and Neely Jordan in here. And yeah, you will see all that playing out over the next, I think, 3 weeks. And then we jump into the bracket stage to play for the share of the $10,000. Also, other tournaments that did finish were Euro Rumble, 3,500 euros up for grabs there. And in the end, we had Project Belgium falling to Vodka in a 4-3 set. Valis winning 3-1 against Zopi. And yeah, actually 2 people out of my group that beat me, Vodka and Valis, becoming first and third. Doesn't make me feel too bad. And Vodka grabbing a nice 1.5k euro for him. 2 Finns sharing 1k for themselves, and Bogo getting second. And yeah, a bit overshadowed, but in the French scene pretty damn big, because OGN Empires was hosting it. Then we had also Age of Queens happening in female only event that I can't find. Was it not called Age of Queens? How was it called? Gabi. Queen's Clash. Queen's Clash. So let me rename that one here as well. Age of Queens, the tournament. And yeah, it's, I think, the first ever Microsoft sponsored tournament with females only. I think it was $5,000. I'm a bit surprised why it shows $3,950. Probably because it was split into 2 leagues, I would assume. And in the end, Gabi, not the biggest surprise, winning there against Levi Hat. Silver League did get $1k. Yeah. And Ophelia getting third. So interesting move there by Microsoft to go for, or World's Edge to go for female only tournament. Then we had AOA, something that you have no idea what I'm talking about. It is something that did launch that I like quite a bit, and I want to share it with you. It is Age of Analytics. It is basically a website that displays civilizations and their win rates. So let's go 2k to 2,500, and then we take a look at, let's say, islands. And what are the best civs? Obviously, Italians, Vikings played so much more often than the other civilizations, but 50-50 because they face each other so often. Portuguese a bit above the rest, and Goths, Vietnamese, Tatars, not a lot of wins for them. And then you can just go through all of those. Nomad, for example, we see Incas performing really well. Only played twice in that ELO range. Persians, Spanish, Malians, Lithuanians, these civilizations that get picked the most. And something really interesting that you will see, for example, is if we go for Arabia, we see Huang alone is pushing Celts to 5.5k games on our team alone, but it's crazy how they are going through, and 56% win rate. Burgundian Sicilians still pretty low. ageofanalytics.com, a website that I quite like a bit, and we might see a bit more. Which brings us to the clip of the month. This time featured by Mr. Viper. And I think I will try to now fit it to the screen. And here we go.
Okay, take the freezer.
I think he ran. Okay, there's still some.
What's wrong?
Scouts came. It was a surprise.
What's wrong?
Scouts came. It was a surprise.
It was a surprise, but he dealt with it quite nicely, we have to say. Oh god, just yeah, crazy quick waltz. It's just, yeah. Jordan even saying good reaction indeed. Inhuman, yeah, it's crazy. Can't find it googling Age of Analytics. Okay, I will send the link in here, obviously, for YouTube, link down below in the description. And yeah, let's not get into how to Google. Let's do a seminar for that the other next time. And then we have the look ahead. What's happening in April? And we will have 2 pools, obviously start or getting into the main stage and finishing over the next 4 weekends. Then we have the Deathmatch World Cup $10,000 tournament that will have 3 weeks qualification now, and then ends into a 2-week main event, $10,000 up for grabs there. Viper winning the last 2 episodes. Let's see if he can defend that one. Also, there was a $5,000 tournament organized. It's a bit, I would say, Bet of Africa light. It's World Desert Championship 3v3 tournament that will overlap with a lot of other tournaments. Yeah, interested to see how people will train for that one, or how deep they dive into this one. And I think that could be a really nice month ahead of us. And yeah, Age of Empires is in a really good place. I hope I didn't miss anything. And we will see you in 1 month. Goodbye, Hippo lovers.